Hey guys, welcome to Teacher Mabid. I am a teacher turned homeschool mom, and on this channel I share everything about homeschooling, motherhood, and everything in between. And today I wanted to share with you guys what our main lessons have been looking like. Um, I spoke about it in another video, but we've kind of been doing a Charlotte Mason Waldorf inspired homeschool, and so we've been doing a lot, but we do short lessons, and they're very short and kind of keep the child's attention, but at the same time expose them to different topics and ideas. And so today, in this video, I'm going to specifically be talking about what our main lessons look like. In another video, I spoke about our morning basket, and in another video, I spoke about our circle time, and I'll link them somewhere. And basically what we've kind of been doing is short lessons, quick short lessons, but at the same time, we do end up covering several books. But also I don't stress myself out if I don't cover a certain book, or I don't finish a certain book, or we haven't had enough time for something. We always allow life to take over and kind of take priority over everything else. And so if we're having a tough day or something, I'll look at the child, and if she's having I have ideas of what I want her to do, and then I see what she's taking and what she's not taking, and I kind of play it by ear. Everything in my routine is very fluid and dependent on my child if she's feeling like it. But the main lesson part is usually the funnest part for her, because we incorporate a lot of Waldorf inspired stuff. So what we've been doing for our main lessons is that this is the time, but this is mostly the longest period of time that they spend working. And usually because it's mostly craft and art based, it does take much longer than our morning basket and our circle time takes. Our morning basket maybe takes about 30 minutes. Our circle time takes about 10, maybe I want to say 10 to 15 minutes. And then our main lesson will take about maximum an hour, not more than that. And so we've kind of been working with that, and we rotate different activities for the different days. But this is the main book I've been using. Waldorf recommends Grimm's fairy tales for the early years. This is like kindergarten, and because we're homeschooling, we're fortunate enough where we don't have to stick to a certain grade level expectation, and our state's expectations of what homeschoolers should be doing is very, very relaxed. And so we cater to what we feel like we want to do. And my kids love fairy tales, and so this book has been really cool. And because this book is so beautifully illustrated, like I'll show you some of the ones we're doing right now. It kind of, oops, that's my phone. But that kind of has been, guiding us through our, here, I can't see that. Guiding us through our lessons and stuff. And so what we do is the first day I will kind of read them the story. I know you're supposed to narrate them, but I like reading, so I like to read it to them, and we'll talk about the story. This book is also cool because it speaks to a very young audience, but at the same time the it's Grimm fairy tales, but it's the language is not old English language. Like, it's pretty modern English, and it's very easy to read. It's easy to understand for the kids too. And so we've kind of been doing this. So what we do is the first day I will, because we have a 4-day week, first day I will read them the fairy tale, and we will kind of do a form drawing, which I get from this book. This is the Creative Form Drawing workbook. And what I do is that I pull out one form from here, and that kind of correlates with the story. And for example, when we were doing, like, I don't know, Mother Holly was it or something, we kind of did like a a star, learning how to draw stars shape form. And so I kind of tie it into the story. And so we do that. And that's the first day. The first day I read them the story, and then they do the form. And then the second day we kind of retell the story, or she summarizes the story for me and narrates it back to me. And then we'll do a short summary, or like, what do we learn from it kind of thing. And we will try to do a very, very short, maybe like 2-word summary almost, and kind of practice that into our book. I got this for her main lessons and form drawings, and for kindergarten. So at the end of the year, basically, this is what is left behind from her kindergarten work, and I don't have to, like, put together something, or worry about all this loose paper. So that's cut down our loose paper supply and mess quite a bit. Then what we do is that the third day we will do a drawing, usually one of the drawings from here, or something that we've kind of cooked up ourselves, and we will do a drawing. I will usually do a chalk drawing, and she usually helps me with it, or we'll do a paper drawing and we'll illustrate it together. And so we've been doing that. And then the third day is the third/4th day is a crafting slash a dramatic play type of thing. So we act out the story, or we'll have little peg dolls that act out the story, and kind of play with that. Most of the times they will kind of go off and take the characters off into their own worlds and play with them. So that's fun for them to do, because they love crafting their peg dolls. And we recently got into felt, like, because I grew up in a very traditional schooling, school. So it's interesting for me, because I'm learning all these crafts too. I'm learning how to felt, I'm learning how to do peg dolls, and I'm just like, oh, this is so much fun. I'm like a kid, 5-year-old again. So it's a lot of fun for me, and it's relaxing for me too. Crafting is relaxing for me. And so that brings a lot of our joy back into our homeschool, and it's less stressful, it's less worrisome, it's less I need to stress out about. Before, I was writing a routine, a schedule for myself, and following it, and if it wasn't ticked off in the planner, then it was like very stressful to me, because I felt like we didn't accomplish that. But now it's become much more relaxed. It's become much more easier to follow, because we let the flow of the lesson kind of dictate where we're going next. And so that has really helped us in making our homeschool much more conscious, much more easier in transitions, and easier to do as well, and less stressful and less worrisome. And so what do we do after that? We do a craft, we do some fun play with it, and usually the peg dolls will end up in their play boxes, and the girls will take them out randomly and start up the story again. So that's basically our main lesson. It's not very language intensive, it's more imaginatively designed, and and there's a lot of crafting and fun stuff in there. But that's not to say that we don't do a lot of we do short lessons, but we do a lot of the language arts, and primarily language arts and basic math in our other times, in our circle and morning basket time. We do cover a little bit of language arts there, but this is primarily to develop the imagination and the creativity. So this takes us about an hour to do. Our morning basket takes us maximum half an hour, and our circle time will take us about 10-15 minutes to do. And so that's kind of it. And after that, the girls have time to play with friends, hang out with their friends. They also go to Quran classes, so I've outsourced that, and that's that's been our routine that has worked out for us this year. And we're excited to see what it'll look like next year, but I feel like we're kind of set in this routine so well that I feel like I'm just gonna take it and grow with it, and like grow it in terms of its richness of content, not so much add more to it. So but yeah, so that's been our little my explanation of what our main lesson looks like. It's fun, it's imaginative and creative, and it brings the childhood back into the lessons, and I love that about it. So that's about it, guys. I hope you guys had fun listening to me ramble on. So if you have any specific questions on my crazy routine, please feel free to drop it into the comments, and I will try to answer it to the best of my ability. Please subscribe and hit the like button, and I will see you guys next in another video. All right, guys, bye.